Good day guys, Bing here. Today we're going to talk about details. Okay, so let's start. So this is a project. Okay, so let's start with. So first I'm going to talk about. Let me just write down. So details. So let's detail line. Okay, so the first detail line. So detail lines under annotate and here detail line, or you can use DL. Okay, so these are detail line. Detail line only visible in the view you draw them. So if you draw some detail line here, they won't be visible in any other views. Okay, so only visible in this view, and you have all these different options: so straight line, circle, curve, arc, spline, ellipse. Okay, so now the next element of detail is fill regions. Okay. Fill regions. So it's here. Field region. Okay, so field region is a closed shape with patterns or colors. Okay, so it's here. So field region. So usually you can. So for example, you can draw some closed shape, and if you finish it, so for example, this is a solid black, and you have all these different. So you can have patterns, you can have colors, you can edit the type, create different. So for example, I'll create red. Okay, so you can use with solid red, or you can have solid background with green pattern. So you can just create these patterns yourself. Okay, so these are field regions. Okay, so the next item is mask region. So mask region is basically a white color field region. So let's create one. So mask region. So let's create one like this one. Okay, finish it. So you won't be able to choose different color or pattern. It's only one, so it's white. Okay. And also all these field region and detail item, you can change the you can put the. So for example, this is mask region. I can send it to the back of the field region, and I can bring it to the front. Okay, and also both mask region and field region, you can change see this edge. So if you edit boundary, you can change the line type, line style. Okay, so for example, you can change it to invisible line. So this way, when you won't see the edge, you can just cover part of this field region, or you can change this field region. You can so for example, you can use wide lines, and you can have, so for example, invisible lines, and finish. So you see that's one line, there's no line there. Okay, so that's a mask region. Okay, so the next element about detail is here. So detail component. So detail component is like it's like a block. So in AutoCAD, that's I think that's block. Is it block? So if let's just add one. So detail So these are some, let's have a look. What's this one? Okay, so this is a section of a brick. So these are already built as a family, as a detail component family. So if you want to create, you can edit. So this one, so this is a section of a brick. So you won't be able to edit it in this project, but you can edit this family. So if you go edit family, it's like some field. So these are some field regions. So you can see they are just field regions and lines. Okay, so once you finish, you can just load it back to the project. And if there are some in the Revit library, family library, so you can go insert, load family, and they are here. So detail items. So you can just have a look of, so for example, on the masonry, so all the bricks, different bricks. So it's just a single brick, and then you can see these are brick veneer, section of brick veneer. And you can also find some other elements, I believe. So for example, this brick line, you can use let's create one. Okay, so go to detail component. So this is brick line. So this is very useful when you try to, for example, you have a wall, right? This is the wall, and you want to, let's cover part of that. So cover this part. So let's space, and then just drag this to cover this wall. Okay, so you can also adjust this shape. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so that's detail component. Okay, so the next one, let me just write it here. So this will be detail component. Okay, so the next one is repeating detail component. So let me just move this to here. Okay, and also this mask break line. So the next one is repeating. So repeating detail component is we need, so to let me just show you, see if there's any already loaded. So let's try this one. Okay, so there's already one. So this is repeating. So it's just basically repeat this detail component. Okay, so if you go edit type, you will see this. So it's using this detail component, which is just this one, and then layout, use fixed distance, so every 68, so every 68 millimeter, and repeat. Okay, so repeat itself, so you will have another one, and then yeah, basically that's it. So for example, if we want to, so let's try to create a new one. Okay, so first you need to insert a detail component. So let's load so for example, brick veneer. Okay, so which one? This one. Okay, so let's just load this one. So now we have this detail component, right? So this is the new one. We loaded this one. Let me change the scale so we can see it better. So yeah, so this is part of the brick veneer section. So now to create a repeating, so we can start from this one. Okay, so CS create similar, and then edit type, duplicate. So let's just call it brick veneer and OK. So change this one to the one we just, so this one. And then it will be the same, spacing will be 786. So let's click OK. And then if you draw it, so this is it. So you will see the brick, air gap, structure, and plasterboard. And now you can just add some insulation if you want to, and that's some detail. Okay, so this is quite useful to create some typical details. Okay, so now let me just move them to here and then change the scale so the text become bigger. Okay, so so you will also see this legend component, but it's grayed out because this legend component can be only placed in legend. So because this is a floor plan, we can't place that. In order to place that legend component, we need to create. So let's just create a legend. Okay. So for example, we're going to create a wall type legend, and I'm going to use scale. Maybe let's try 1 to 10. Okay. So now this is a legend. So we can go annotate component. So legend component. So click on this, and then so you will have this list. So these are all the families, including system families and normal families, and you can pick them to place into this legend. So for example, because this is a wall type legend, so let's just pick some wall. For example, I'll pick a brick veneer timber. So you will see this is a section of this wall. So if you need to use floor plan, just change it to floor plan. And you can also change the length of this legend. So for example, I'll make it 1.5 meter. Okay, and then you can copy this and then change it to different wall type. So for example, I'll use single brick, and then you can just maybe I'll move it to here, and then you can just add text what this is, and also you can use like something like a material tag to tag the material of each level, each layer of this wall. Okay, so this is a legend component. So now let's go back to this floor plan and let's continue. Okay, so we'll talk about all these, and of course I've done one insulation. So basically, so sometimes when we have a wall, so for example this is a let's create a brick veneer, and I'll change the detail to medium so we can see. So if you want to, so for example this is a floor plan, if you need, you can just add insulation like this. And also so you might need to do a wall section, a detail, or just section. So go to the view and change the detail. Oh, sorry, not this one. Medium, and then you can just add insulation to along with the structure. And yeah, that's it. So basically a line, and also it's actually a line. So if you want to change so for example change the color of it or change the line weight, it's under line style. Okay, so Where is it? Here, this one. So if you need to change the color, change the long weight, it's on the long style here. Okay, so let's go back to floor plan and let's have a look of yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Of course, text and then all the tag, material tag, it's they are all very important when you do detail. So the next step, okay, so these are all the elements of details, and then the next step is views. Okay, so this is a floor plan. You can draw in floor plan because sometimes you want to see where your building is, where your structure is, and then you try to do some detail. So, or even you can just have some wall, you just want to some field region, do some lines, just draw something overlap. So even sometimes you need to cover some of the wall. Let's do some, pretend that's something, a window or door, because sometimes you don't really have time to model that, model it properly. So you just do some detail. Field regions, mask regions, lines, text. Okay, so this is floor plan, and also we've talked about legend. So legend is basically actually let's talk about drafting view. Okay, so on the view there is drafting view. So if you click on drafting view, so you can change the scale. It's just like a floor plan, but this view, there's no relationship between any of your models. So it's basically a piece of paper. So you can do all the detail items in this view. Only the detail items, sorry. You can't do any model, right? Because this is drafting. It's like a piece of paper, and you can do line work. You can do all these field regions, mask regions. You can do detail components. You can do anything except model. Okay, you can do anything. So once you finish, you can also like add text, add nodes. Once you finish, so this is a view, and this is you can drag them onto a sheet. Okay, so let's go to the sheet. Where's my drafting view? Here. Okay, so you can place it on your sheet. So that's a view, a drafting view. And then let's go back to the legend. So we did a legend, a wall type legend. Okay, so it's very similar to a drafting view. So it looks like the same. So you go to here. So that only these annotate detail elements available, no model. So go to legend view. So similar, very similar, except you have this legend component option here. Also no model. But the only difference is for a legend, you can, so for example, if I create a new sheet, okay, you can, so go back to here, you can copy this legend and paste this legend again. So which means you can have multiple, have this legend placed onto multiple sheets. Okay, so this is the only difference. Also, not one of the a few difference between legend and drafting view. So for example, this drafting view, I've already placed onto A101, and if I go to A102, try to place this drafting view again, it will tell me, I've already placed it on that. So which means if I do need to have another drafting view, I need to duplicate with detail. So which means now we have exactly same drafting view, but they are, of course, they are not related. You can change this. It won't affect the original one. Okay. So, okay. So now these are drafting view and legend. And let's have a look of what's the next plan. Yeah, I think it's pretty much it. So and oh, hang on. Yeah, so drafting view. So a lot of time we need some typical details. Yeah, I think you can just, you can draw them, and you can save them. You can even save them into your template. So you can use in multiple projects. Same as legend. So you can create all different wall type legend, but I think it's more because the wall type legend, they are related to the actual model. So which means you need to have those wall type in your project in order to have create this legend. Okay, so I think that's it. So now let's quickly, I'm just going to quickly let's try to do a detail with model. Okay, so let's quickly do it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do a wall. Let's use timber brick veneer. So let's just draw some wall, and I'll also draw a floor. So I'll use pick wall, and also I'll use extend to structure. So I'll just click. So this way see this the edge of the floor will match the exterior face of the timber stud. So finish it, and then I'll just do a section view of this. Okay, and then go to the section view, and then what I'm going to do is, so you can from this section you can do another call out. So sometimes you will have all your section draw up, and then change the detail, and then you can just do call out. So for example, you need to do a detail of this, and then so this will be a call out. It's usually depending so these ones you can change the type. Currently the building section, so usually for a detail you will just use detail type. Okay, so and then you will find them here, detail view, and then if you go to this view, so this is still all elements or model elements, and change the detail, and then you will see all different level. So let me just add I'm going to add footing. So let's go back. So let's do a slab, edge slab. So where's my floor here? So slab edge. Okay, so I'll just use this one. Oops. Slab, click, yeah, to CS, create similar CS. And also when I do slab edge or like these, so you can add a segment, but I don't like it. I like to create them all separate, so I won't sometimes I delete something, I don't want to affect anything else. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'll just select all these, and I want to align to this wall face, so I don't need to do the rebate. So I'll just use this profile. So I'm going to check the offset. So you can do it in 3D view. You can dimension in 3D view if you wanted to. So see, that's 160. So now I know that if I do horizontal offset 160, maybe negative will go along to this wall. Okay, maybe I'll do all of them, and then for the wall, let's go to edit type, edit structure, select actually preview, change this to section, zoom in. Okay, click on modify, click on this edge. So see, move the cursor here and unlock this. Okay, and let me think, do I need to do this? Yes, let me just unlock this air gap as well. So this will allow you to, so you will be able to adjust the height of brick, these two layers, and keep the structure. Okay, so okay. So now you will see you can drag this, now becomes two handles. You can drag it straight away, and also you can, so let's go to detail view. So let's have a look at this 150. So you can click on this, click on the wall, and here you can see this base extension distance -150. So now that's it. And also, and see this line between them, you can join them. Oops, looks like the material is different. Let's have a look. There's no material. What's the floor material? Same. Let's change it. Change it to concrete. Okay, I'll just copy this name, Control C, go, oh, did I just cancel? Sorry, Control C, Control V, Control C, okay, edit type, Control V, okay. So now you will see it automatically join with the floor. Okay, so basically that's all for the, I'll just hide the wall behind the model, and then we need to start to detail. And actually, should I just model a topography there? Maybe not. I'll just use fill region. Okay, so for example, this is my wall detail. I finished my wall modeling, and then I create a section, and then from that section I created this detail drawing, and then I'm going to model, place detail items, detail lines, and fill regions in this view. Okay, so first let's have a look. Let's place the easiest one first. Some insulation. Okay, and then we need the structure, the not top plate, the bottom plate. So usually, let's have a look if there's any here. No, there's nothing here. So usually I will do this. So let's have a look, see if there's anything here. So we need a timber. So it will be maybe 45 by 90. So let's see if there's carpentry. No. Maybe structure. No. Concrete. No. Concrete. No. Where's my timber? There's no timber. That's metal. No. Yeah, can't find any here. That's fine. We can do it ourselves. So let's do it ourselves. Okay, so create a new family. So it will be a detail item. So it's here. Detail item. Click open. So what we need is some reference plans. So let's do it maybe center. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 di equal, and so this will be let's create a parameter. Let's call it height, maybe h, type, and width type, and OK, and then create. So now you have these options. So what are, maybe let's, depending on what you need, you can use fill region with white fill region, or you can use mask region. I think it's the same. And then so choose line weight, proper line weight. I think let's try medium line. We can change it later if you wanted to. So lock onto a reference plane. Okay, and then finish this. So this is a fill region. Of course, let's change it to white. Is there white? Only black. That's fine. Let's just create a white fill region. Just change this to white, and OK, and OK. So now we have this fill region, and then also we will also need some detail, some lines. So this one I'm going to use a very light line. Okay, so this is my timber. Okay, and then don't worry too much about the size now, because we can change it later. So I'm going to just load this into my project. Okay, and then so you will see this one, and now I'm going to edit type. So first I'm going to rename it. So for example, I'll just 45 by 90 and type in 45 90 and apply, and that's it. So that's one of them. Yeah, the line weight looks like I think it's okay, because this is floor plan. I'm going to copy this into my detail view. Okay, so detail, Control V, just check the line weight. I think it's okay compared to this. I think that's fine. So you can just manually place them. So for example, I'll place it here. I'll place it so somewhere here, and also you can create a repeating detail component. So you can do it like this. Okay, so go to annotate here. Oh, not this. Repeating detail component. So from this brick veneer one, we edit type and duplicate. So this I'm going to call it start wall. And OK. So change this to this one, family, and then let's have a look. So layout fixed distance, maybe I'll change to maximum spacing, and I'm going to check this inside and also spacing. Can't remember what's the maximum, maybe 1200, and then click OK. So now let's try. See, and then you can simply, so if I delete this and delete this, and then we can simply place like this, and when you see if it reached the maximum 1200, it will create another one in the middle in the. Okay, so let's just place it here. So now this is the timber start, insulation, and then brick. So we previously have that brick, so we can do that brick. So we can do it like this. Okay, and oops, we can just move it down, and the full, all the sacking, the wrap, what's that called? The yeah, let's call it sacking. So usually just use detail line, something like this, dash line, and okay, something like that. Yeah, if it's too thick, you can always change it to maybe thinner one. Okay, and what else? Okay, so yeah, so for example, the ground we will need to. So if you don't have some topography in your model, you can use field region. So I think there should be Earth. There's no Earth. Anyway, let's just create one. So duplicate. Let's call it Earth and OK. So usually just go here, and there will be Earth, which is here. So it's 90 degrees. Let's try this one. See if we can rotate it. No. Anyway, let's just use this one. And maybe sometimes I like to change the color to gray. And OK. And then because the natural ground will be a very thin, very thick line, so from like this, and then don't worry too much about these lines because they are outside of the crop region, so you won't see them. But if you want to, you can change them to invisible line. So for example, these lines, maybe we need to think about these lines because depending on what detail you want to add. So I'll just finish this. So that's Earth, and yeah, I think we need to use some invisible line, maybe. Okay, so let's just do it to match the shape of that floor. Yeah, it looks like it's covering half the line weight of the model because these are detail item. Detail items will always be placed on top of model. So maybe you can just drag it back a little bit so you can see the whole thickness of this slab. Okay, and then of course sometimes you want to draw some for the rebar. It's just basically draw some line. Oh, why it's green? Median line, something like that, and do some little circle. Okay, so same here, do some little circle, and then so for example this one you want to create another field region, so and sand, and just change that to sand or gravel or whatever you could name it. Okay, so yeah, maybe if you wanted to, you can just change it to invisible, and maybe we need a line between them, or you can just change this line to a thin line between them. So yeah, just like that. And you might need some dash line as well, so that will be the membrane, what's that called? Vapor barrier something. Yeah. Okay, so basically, and then if you want to, you can. That's more details. Depending on the requirement of your I don't know, local. Yeah, it's all different depending on where you are, because and also what your structure is, because this is a very typical detail. Sometimes you can just instead of do it in your, so this is in the model. Okay, so you can see the levels, everything. So if it's a very typical detail, you can even do it in drafting view. you can do it in drafting view. So you can, every time you can just drag it onto your shade, and you can also copy it from project to project. You don't need to do it all the time. But if it's some project specific, it's all a different situation, because depending on all different structure, you probably just do it in your project, because you know where your wall is, where your floor is, where your level is. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any question, please let me know. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.